spent in a miserable way.
U.S. News: Michael Avenatti will not be charged with domestic violence, officials say. The New York. Michael Avenatti, who rose to fame as the outspoken lawyer for the pornographic film actress Stormy Daniels in her lawsuits against President Trump, will not face criminal charges over an alleged episode of domestic violence involving a former girlfriend, law enforcement officials said Friday. Mr. Avenatti, 47, a persistent critic of the president in his capacity as the lawyer for Ms. Daniels, was arrested in November on suspicion of domestic violence. He has denied the act. Frank Mavilja, a spokesman for the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office, said Friday that the city attorney, Mike Fewer, would not file charges against Mr. Avenatti at this time but reserved the right to do so in the future. The city attorney's office has reviewed all of the reports.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.